But the fact that it started with a J,
Yeah,
it's usually Jave.
my family's from Buenos Aires, Argentina. So biologically,
There you go.
my birth given name is Francisco Javier Oliveira.
Yeah, I have been to Buenos Aires, and what a beautiful, beautiful place to be from. I love it down there.
Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah, it's a really, really cool city. My God, Don Felder, man, I am so excited to be speaking with you this morning. I mean, what the hell is in the water in Gainesville, Florida? That particular region produces so many guitar greats, right?
I don't think it was something that was in the water. I think it was something in what we were smoking down there that produced so many great guitars.
Okay, so listen, I mean, you taught Tom Petty, for Christ's sake. Come on. And how much of a natural was Tom? And did you ever have the opportunity to write together once Tom Petty became famous, Don?
No, we never wrote together, but he was actually playing bass in this little band called the Epics. And he thought playing bass and fronting a band singing was the wrong thing. And he wanted to play guitar and be able to write songs. So he started taking guitar lessons from me at this music store. And then I started going over to his house and listening to rehearsals of his little band and just kind of helped him work out the guitar parts and coordinate stuff in their band. Went to several of his shows. He was a very strong natural talent on stage. He just had a conviction and a confidence that he sold himself to you. You believed what he was doing. It was just a powerful kind of energy that came out of Tom, even back when he was 14, 15. So, yeah, it's always been there.
That's cool, and it's weird to say the late, great Tom Petty, man. Talk about a legendary artist that was gone way too soon, gotta say. So listen,
Yeah, absolutely. It was just a tragedy. It struck me, just blindsided me because he's I think 2 or 3 years younger than me at the time of his passing, and I thought for certain we'd be seeing other artists that were much older in their careers passing away before Tom. It was the last person I ever thought would be on the memorial list,
I think you speak for a collective consciousness for sure. You are the writer of one of the most amazing pieces I think I've ever laid my eyes on. And, of course, I'm talking about Heaven and Hell, My Life in the Eagles, the book. Not necessarily the song Hotel California. It was it was so cool to kind of get a glimpse behind the scenes with Heaven and Hell. That's just a great book, and I recommend it to anybody who may be a new Eagles aficionado. Aside from the success of a song like Hotel California, looking back at history, Don Felder, what would you say is your professional high water mark?
I have to say, when I first got to New York City and I played the Fillmore East, which was legendary, my friends, the Allman Brothers, had played there and gone on and made this live record that was just a legendary, fantastic record. We played there with my band and made my first album deal with CTI Records with a guy named Creed Taylor, who saw us at the Fillmore East. So that was really my first leg up into the music business instead of just playing bars and clubs. And that would be one of the high water marks. Another one would be we did a show at Wembley Stadium with the Eagles, Elton John, and believe it or not, Joe Walsh opened for us.
Wow.
And there was like 120,000 people in this soccer stadium. And I remember standing up there for the first time playing that scale, that size of a venue, and just being overwhelmed with the sound, the audience, the energy, just the whole thing was just the first time I really had my eyes open. And then, we received at the very end of 1999, we were a horse race for the end of the decade, actually the end of the century, with Michael Jackson, who had the largest selling album of the 20th century.
Mm-hmm.
And the RIAA actually documented that it was the Eagles' Greatest Hits Volume 1 and presented us with that award. And so I used to have all these silver and gold records in my house and studios. I took them all down and put them away. I put that one award, which is a big framed award, up on the wall of my studio, and that's about all I need to say to tell
Wow.
you the truth.
Yeah, I mean,
That was another high water mark.
So when you look back at that and you're playing a place like Wembley Stadium and you, I don't know how supportive your parents were. You know, my parents always said, hey, are you sure you have a voice? Are you sure you can do this whole radio DJ thing? Don't you want to work in insurance like we did the rest of your life? And I said, hell no. But now, you know, when I go back and say, hey, guess what, Mom and Dad? I talked to Don Felder today. I can really think, you know, hey, man, I've kind of been successful. I've made it. So at Wembley Stadium, that's kind of you go, you know, I think I've made it here.
Well, are you coming to the show tonight?
Oh, God, yes.
Well, then come backstage. I'd love to do a little video that we can send your mom and dad of you and I hanging out together. And I'll tell them, see, he was right on this video that we send them. It's going to be a fantastic show tonight. I have an amazing band with me. Everybody in my band has this spectacular pedigree of who they've recorded with, toured with, played with. Everybody sings and plays, and it's a really high-energy, upbeat show. We do a lot of Eagles classics, you know, like Hotel California, Life in the Fast Lane, Harder Tonight, Take It Easy, you know, those sort of things are already gone. All the songs that I kind of either co-wrote, recorded with the Eagles, or toured with for, 27 years that I was in the band. I do some solo stuff as well from a couple of my records. I do a salute to Stevie Ray Vaughan with a great blues song of his called Pride and Joy. By the end of the night, everybody's up on their feet, dancing, rocking, having a really great, fun, high-energy time with their iPhones out, taking videos and selfies with themselves with me in the background. So it's a really fun, upbeat show. I can't wait to come up tonight. I'm actually sitting in LAX right now waiting to get on a plane.
Okay.
Come up and go do sound check and get ready for the show.
Hey, Don Felder, you know, you speak about some of the older material that we all know and love. How did you become involved in the heavy metal movie and that soundtrack, which I think that was one of the greatest songs that you've done as a solo artist, the song Heavy Metal?
Well, that's one of the songs I do as a solo act or from one of my solo projects in my show. You'll hear it tonight. I actually had written that song or a song like it that didn't have lyrics. It had melody, but it had all the guitar parts that Joe and I would have been playing together, all those harmony lines that are played in it. And we recorded it for the long run, but we never had the chance to finish it. We just ran out of time.
Okay.
And so it was sitting in mothballs, and I got invited down to see that animated show, Heavy Metal, and asked me if I'd like to write a song for it. So I said, you know, I've got this really great guitar track. Went back, re-recorded it with another band, wrote the lyrics, Heavy Metal, about the movie, and it went on to be a really successful FM hit for me in those days.
That's dynamite. Listen, I know you're getting ready to jump on a plane, so I'm going to try and wrap it up quickly. I don't know, after seeing the ups and downs and everything you've been through in the span of a lifetime, if you still imbibe on a cocktail, but bourbon, scotch, or tequila?
I don't drink.
Okay. When you did,
soda water, Pellegrino, or something like that.
Okay, so but when you did imbibe, were you a bourbon guy or a beer guy or a tequila guy or?
Well, I had a couple of bouts with tequila early on, and after I kind of rejoined the planet after 3 days, I swore I'd never drink tequila again. It's one of the reasons I quit drinking hard alcohol.
Yeah.
Now, if I have any alcohol at all, it's a little tiny bit at the bottom of a glass. It's got to be a special glass of wine or a wedding or an anniversary or something that's worth drinking alcohol for. And I don't overindulge. I like feeling good the next day.
Boy, isn't that the truth? I mean, hangovers at 47 are a heck of a lot worse than they were at 27. What does your last supper, your deathbed dinner look like? I'm a foodie, so I'm always curious about, how other people like to eat.
I'm not a big foodie. I'm pretty much a pescatarian. I don't eat meat. I don't eat eggs. I don't eat much dairy. Pretty much vegetables and seafood. So I would say it would have to be something along those lines, like maybe a seafood salad or a lobster cooked properly, and maybe some butter if I were going to really splurge. But I'm not a big foodie. So my last meal would be hopefully just surrounded with loved ones and friends. and that would be enough.
Dynamite. Don Felder with the Eagles, of course, and such an amazing solo career as well. So looking forward to the show tonight at the Atlantis. Damn near sold out. Get your tickets at kozzradio.com. Don, I'm so looking forward to having a chance to hang out with you, meet you live in the flesh tonight over at the show. Thank you so much for calling the program this morning.
Thank you, and I'll see you tonight. We'll have fun.